It may have only been a thin sheet of ice on the red planet, but it was enough of a discovery to spark a debate as we know it. Hi, I'm Veronica with WatchMojo.com, and today we're speaking with astronomer Louis Bernstein about what water on Mars could mean to us today and in the future.
Mars, it's been known for a while, might have water. There have been a series of space probes, like the most recent, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. They've always seen what appear to be gullies and riverbeds and canyons on Mars that look like similar features on the Earth that have been carved by flowing water. And so it was assumed that on Mars, water might have flowed in the distant past. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter is really sophisticated. It has very sensitive cameras. One of the cameras detected what appeared to be ice exposed at the bottom of craters that were gouged out by meteorite impacts on Mars. So as the meteorite hits Mars, it gouges a hole and ice sprays out from under the surface. And on the Reconnaissance Orbiter's platform, there's also a spectrometer which analyzes the composition of this white, icy material, and it turns out to be water ice. Scientists were really shocked to discover that this water ice was 99% pure. What they mean by that is that there's no dirt mixed in. There was recently the discovery of water on the moon at the bottom of one of the craters at the moon's south pole. The ice that was discovered there is really mixed up with a lot of dust and grit. On Mars, though, this ice has next to no dirt mixed in. It's really pure ice. You could put it in a glass and drink it. The presence of water on Mars doesn't mean that life exists there for sure, although it's a pretty good bet. We know that on Earth, where there's water, life abounds. And so on Mars, if there's water, the conditions are a little harsher than on Earth, but there certainly have to be regions where life could have taken a foothold. And so while it's not a sure bet, the odds are that we'll be discovering that there is some form of life, probably in the form of bacteria, somewhere on Mars. But until we develop ion propulsion completely, we're not going to be going to Mars anytime in the next decade. Although it's very likely that before the middle of the century, and probably even before 2040, there'll be people on Mars. Of course, before we can do that, we have to figure out ways to survive on Mars. And the presence of water really helps, because we can melt the ice on Mars, then we don't have to carry all of that water with us, so it makes things easier.